Hello guys, today's video is gonna be a little bit weird because I'm gonna show you how I tune my Honda engine in a Nissan car. Let's go. So basically when you want to tune your Honda CANBus cars, you will have to use the software like Honda Tuner and many stuff because they have the ability to read and write to your ECU, and they have the specific hardware that works with them and so on, and they have the preset files that you can think of it as a stage 1 tuning, stage 2 and a tune that works with your exhaust, with your intake and stuff. So it's convenient, but what about the alternatives? We in Thailand, we don't usually use those stuff because relatively they are a little bit expensive for us. It's minimum wage here is like $8 to $10 per day, so they are costly to us. So when we tune Honda cars, we tend to use the separate hardware and software. They don't come in a complete solution. Like we use the Tactrix Open Port 2.0 J35Z2 pass-through to connect to the OBD ports of the car, and we read the ROM and we write the ROM using the software like the PCM flash or the MMC flash. But those are for read and write alone, not the tuning part. And then we have to load those ROMs we get from Honda cars to the software like ECM Titanium made by Alien Tech, or just an automotive hex editor like WinOLS. There are many ways that you can have your Honda ECU tuning done, but today I'm gonna introduce you another alternative, the new thing, the new one that I think you will like it because the price is super affordable. They have a single license price and they have the dealer price, and the software does the read, does the ECU write, does the tuning if they are supported and defined, and you don't need any extra hardware, just the Tactrix alone and you're good to go. Let's get into it. So this is the Tactrix Open Port, the legit one, the Revision Edge. They have many revisions of this hardware. This one connects to your OBD2 port and have the mini USB to USB-A that will connect to your laptop. Just do just that. Yeah, since I have both ECU, the Nissan stock ECU to control things in the car, and Honda ECU just to control engine and transmission. So I have two OBD ports in my car, one stock, one for Honda, and yeah, the one for Honda is there. So it may be a little bit weird for the OBD2 port to be there, but that's it for me. And from that I connect the USB to my laptop, and that's it. Just one single hardware and one working laptop to work in your car. So I'm gonna show you first about how I have been doing it in tuning Honda ECU. Sorry for my English, it's not my native language. I have this dongle that works with the MMC flash. MMC flash, like I said, is doing the read and write job alone. You get the ROM, but you have to load your ROM into some other ROM editor of your choice. Yeah, just this. Yeah, and this is the said MMC flash. You will have to connect the dongle because it will say dongle not found. So You just plug it into your USB port. Yeah, the Ethernet problem. Yeah, this one acts like the authorization device. So you get authorized when you plug it in, and you just don't get to read and write the Honda ECUs right away. You will have to go and buy the module that will be associated with your dongle and your license number. And this one has two modules on it. Is Honda CANBus and Mazda, like this. So this one doesn't have the Honda K line in it, so they are great. You cannot read and write them, but you can do for Honda CANBus because this one has it. Yeah, and some Mazdas. So you have to select the right size of your ROM, and then you try talk to your ECU by ECU info. Yeah, and this is the response you get from the ECU when you try to get the information out of it. So you use this to read and write. The read takes about 12 minutes for the 2 megabytes ROM and 1.5 minutes for writing, maybe, but should not be more than that. And then you'll get the ROM that will look like this. Just this file alone, 2 megabytes as the original ROM. Yeah, and you can just load this into the software. I will be showing you how it works, but you usually have to load this ROM into the software like a WinOS. This is WinOS. You will have to load the ROM into the software like this. Some software may have the ROM defined already, but in software like this, you have to define them all yourself. And this is the raw data of the ROM, and you will have to go through hassles just to find the right map or definition, just to tune the basic stuff of your ROM. So wow, why go through all that? The tag tricks, the MMC flash or PCM flash, and some other software that you need them all paid for. I'm gonna show you how you can make your life simple with just one software that will bring you ease. This one is called Honda Tuning Suite CANBus Suite. Some of you might have heard of Honda Tuning Suite that works very well for 90s Honda cars, like OBD1 ECUs that you can do pops and bangs and many mods on it. Oh wow, it just works so well that it got famous in many regions of the planet Earth. And then this year, 2022, they just released the new CANBus suite to work with Honda CANBus cars. And no, it doesn't work with K-line ECUs yet. And for Honda CANBus cars, you can think of K-line and CANBus as protocols that your ECU use to communicate with stuff and with people like us. Like when you have to read the live data, do the DTC reads and DTC clearing, they will be through your OBD2 port. K-line and CANBus use OBD2 port. They look just the same when you plug your hardware into them, but the protocol behind it is different. So the older OBD2 Honda cars use K-line, and the newer ones use CANBus for the network protocol. And Honda has been using the CANBus since 2006 for Honda Civics, and since 2008 for the other cars that's not Civics. And the engine I got in my car is from the Honda Inspire CP3. That's a the twin of the 8th generation of the Honda Accord V6, and it has a J35Z2 in it. So Honda Tuning Suite CANBus has been working really well with my car for some time. So it's kind of easy to use. You just have to select the correct hardware you're using. There will be a list if you have some of them in there. So you just click flash and you will have this dialog popped up, and just select the vehicle, and in my case it's 8th generation Honda Accord J35 automatic, and accept, connect to the ECU. Okay, and it said the ECU is locked. You just click unlock and save, because that's what you want to do. Do you want to load the ROM from the ECU? Yes. This will take about 11 to 12 minutes. Yeah, so you leave it at that, then turn off your power saving feature on your laptop, so it won't go to sleep if you left it running. So I saved the file, I did not record it, and after you're done reading, and when you come back again at the software, you just click open. You just click open here, and I saved my file as the original. Actually I saved this one long ago, so I'm just gonna open this one. Open. Yeah, and the definitions will be loaded, and yeah, I have my VCM temperature, so, and VCM speeds and limiters. The speed limiter 1, speed limiter 2. Yeah, you can just raise your speed limits. This is in the kilometers per hour, so maybe 400 if you think you can do it. Yeah, so why, when you can just, the more and more, yeah, right? Go 400. Yes, go 400. And you got your ignition timing and many other stuff. Actually my ROM doesn't have that much of a table that might interest you guys, so maybe I'll load some K series ROM in here. Yeah, and I just loaded this K series ROM into the HTS CANBus. You can see that they have the throttle control tables and fuel tables, cranking, the lambda, the target lambda tables, and map fueling. Since this one is map based platform, it doesn't have mass airflow. You have knock limit, 5 tables for low, for high, and yeah, each one is for each breakpoint of the cam facing angle, and many stuff going on here. And then back to my ROM, you have mass airflow scaler that you can just rescale your mass airflow voltage to some other value. Like my max voltage is around this, and it does 322 grams per second. And if I were to put a turbo on my engine and I want to use the stock ECU to control the fuel and ignition, you can just resize your mass airflow housing. So the max voltage will be just the same, but the airspeed will become lower because the housing is bigger. So you have much more room because the airspeed is slower before you max out your mass airflow voltage. And then you just come to rescale these value to the bigger numbers. And Yeah, you have to find what's right for you. And for some ROM, the definitions are just wild. You have the ability to edit your option bytes, like you can disable your immobilizer. Just push this number, you just change this number to 0, from 4 to 0, and your immobilizer is off for good. Usually when people want to remove the remote from their ECUs, they will have to open the box, the ECU box, remove the lid, and you just pick your immo chip out and reprogram it and put it back. You set it to 0 or something. I don't really know about that stuff. It's the hard work to remove your immo, but Honda ECUs just happen to put an option byte in their ROM to let you disable the immobilizer feature for good. So the ECU will not ask for the immobilizer at all, like it never exists. That's very good. And there are many other option bytes, but not all undefined. You can disable your EGR in some ROMs. You can disable your mass airflow if that ROM happens to have speed density that comes together with mass airflow. You can disable your rear auto sensor, so it will detect if your catalytic converter is there or not. And then for the mass airflow ROM, you have this table to recalibrate your injectors if you happen to want to change your injectors to the bigger ones. So you come to this, you can edit the axis value as well. This is the fuel amount in the milligram stroke unit, so you can adjust that to suit your injector size. And then you come to this, is the injector pulse width. The unit is millisecond, I think. So you just have to match these two and scale them good, and your ECU will know how much time, how long of the duration to open your injectors in certain load and with a certain amount of air at that moment. And you can do the same in map only cars, but they will be in map fueling tables, just like the K series. There's 5 for low and 5 for high, so you will have to do all those. And you have some fun stuff like speed density switch over, mass airflow switch over, the parameters are in the RPM. Many things to go through. And the developers for this software, they are amazing at what they do. They are active in their Discord. You can just ask the people there or the developers or how you could do this and could do that. You can even request for your ignition tables or your fuel tables to be extended. Like in this ROM, I think is the R18 in the Honda Civic. The other is the 2006 or something. They have their option bytes that you want, and ignition timing, the standard ignition timing table. They are 20 by 10. As you can see, this is the RPM axis and this is the load axis, which are the values that are read from the manifold absolute pressure sensor or map in kilopascal, the kPa. So they are good up to 104 kPa. It's like the max manifold absolute pressure that you will get in the NA engine. So what if you want to do the turbo on the stock ECU? They have these patches So you can come in here and extend your speed density table and your ignition table, but I did that already. So just close this ROM and go for the patched ROM. Yeah, I just loaded the patched ROM. Yeah, and you will see these tables: ignition timing. Now your ignition timing will support up to whatever, but the load access is now 20 cells long, not 10 like before. So you have the ability to tune at the higher map value. Yeah, so you're good for boost. Your stock ignition tables won't have the ability to tune at this area, but now you can. That's amazing. And you can request these extended tables for other ROMs as well if they are not defined or have patches available. You just have to go to their Discord and ask them nicely, and they will do this for you, just like they did to this ROM. And it's great, it's ready for boost, but you have to remember the limitation doesn't come from these tables. It comes from your map sensor and many other stuff, which you can work them out. You want to change to the map sensor that will read in higher boost. So if you want to boost more than the stock map sensor Honda can do, you can change to the other one from the Acura or maybe some from Honda. I'm not sure which car you will have to get them from, but you can have the map sensor scaler recalibrated. You just go into the Discord, just ask and what info do you need, what parts you want to have to install in your car, and what you will have to do in your ROM corresponding to what changes you have made in your car, and everything will work out for you. Just don't take my words, just go in there and talk to some people. They might have the answers you want. So let's pretend that we finished editing our ROM. The flash menu we used to load the ROM from the car. Now we're going to load it back to the car. Just do the same, select your vehicle and connect to the ECU. You have to load the ROM before you do the writing. In this case, I loaded already, and then you click flash ROM. Yes. Would you like to flash the already loaded file? Yes. Checksum is not correct. It's incorrect. Do you want to fix that? Yes. You will want to always click yes on this, because if you have the ROM with the incorrect checksum, your engine won't start, will not start, or maybe it will throw the error codes or something. So you will have to, because the ECU have the memory check function to check if your ROM has the correct checksum before it wants to work correctly. You sure you want to write yes? The voltage, yes. Yeah, and then it will start writing. Writing should not take longer than 1.5 minutes. It will erase your existing data in the ECU first, and then it will write new data in there. Yeah, no more than 2 minutes for the 2 megabyte size of ROM. The writing speed is fast and on par with the software that's specialized in reading and writing alone, and HTS CANBus do this job fine in both reading and writing. Super okay and completed. So to make sure, you just turn off your ignition and you start the car again. don't mind my check engine lights. That's for the Nissan. The engine runs fine. Works great. So I think that's it for the introduction of the software. Now I'm gonna talk about my car a little bit. So I have this engine and the stock J35Z2 transmission in the Nissan. We use the dual ECU setup here, just like I mentioned in the start of the video. Stock Nissan ECU for body control and Honda J35 ECU from the Inspire or Accord to control just the engine and transmission alone. And I have the fuse box. One of the Honda fuse boxes is here, and I think the other one is on the inside. And I relocated my battery to the back of the car in the trunk, and this is the positive terminal right here. And I have the propane biofuel conversion in my car. So this one use E20 and LPG as fuels. And I have my oil filter relocated and connect these two hoses to the engine oil cooler. And I have the transmission fluid cooler here, engine oil cooler here. Yeah, and just some rearrangement of the engine bay. I put the radiator more to the front to have a little bit more room for them to breathe better, and the temperature has been good for me. So this works well. So HTS CANBus suite, I think, is the super interesting one for, and will work well for many guys of this matter planet Earth, because it's super affordable. The price is great for the single car license, and sometimes they do put out coupon codes for the dealer license that will cut you in half of the actual price itself. So you can tune unlimited cars just using the Tactrix OpenPort 2.0 alone. If that doesn't interest you, then I don't know what will. You get all just in one software: read, write, tuning, and patches. And you can request for some weird stuff. Just go in the Discord and ask. There are guys, there are great guys, there are smart guys in there whom I've never met in my life, and they just amazed me for how they think, for how they do stuff. Oh, I'm so glad I got to join to this community. I met good friends there. So that's it for today's video. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment and I'll answer with what I know. Good luck and thank you for watching, guys.
Start recording emergency video.